It starts. That equates. Yo.
Hello?
Yo, Jake, what's cracking
Oh, there it is.
bro?
I couldn't get the sound to work for a second.
What's up, dude?
How you doing?
Could you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Am I working?
Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
That's weird. One sec. How about now? Can't hear me?
Yo, I'm sending to the chat the source sheet. I don't know if you saw it today. But wait, I actually cannot hear you. Let me think about this for a second because, oh, I know why. Headphones.
How about now?
What's up, Holmes?
I got the source. You sent it to me, so I just put it on.
You. All right, cool. So,
How do all right, here we go.
You looked at the source sheets?
I just opened it.
You just opened it. All right, cool. How you been? How you doing?
Good. How are you? I like the jacket.
Oh, thanks, bro. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm chilling.
How's the yeshiva doing?
The yeshiva's doing splendidly. Yeah, like it's crazy what's going on, man. What's going on here? Like we have because we have this like amazing land, and so it's beautiful. We have this great land. We have these animals. We have a good place to give shear outside. All right, Jared Sharf, another guy said he was gonna come, and then let me just. So I'm just gonna text two people that were starting that like I thought might have wanted to come. Steig and he. Who was it? Oh yeah, I might have got a guy, but probably not. He said that like he's like very busy, so probably not gonna come. But the guy from the first year. Anyways, what is going on? Jared Sharf? Open up your voice and tell us what's going on, man.
Nothing. I'm just taking some Bittul Torah classes. That's about it.
I hear. It's not that Dafka Bittul Torah classes. You know, we gotta look positive.
Not all of them.
Yeah, but like, yeah, here some of that some English. Grandpa and Savta, admit, big time. I don't even have. All right, cool.
Is this sheer on Safario?
Yeah. So if you look at the Makoros, you could check it out. Grandpa and Savta, thanks for joining us at this Orayta this year. Who is this? We're honored. Yo.
How you doing?
How you doing, bro?
It's actually my brother told me about this. So
yeah.
I can't promise I'm gonna stay. I do apologize about that.
It's okay. It's okay. We're glad to have you. We're glad to have you. We're glad to have everyone. And you know, college. We're talking just about college digital Torah classes. Listen, we steig in here. The most important thing is that like we're loving our relationship with the Eibishter. And we're having fun, you know, because that's what God wants. Because like if we're a part of God, why would God want us to suffer? He wouldn't, or she wouldn't, or it wouldn't, or right. But it's like no matter what's going on, we got to be chilling. This year is going to be amazing. I hope very interesting things are going to come out of it. I wanted to, so welcome everyone. I wanted to give a little bit of a recap of last week to kind of move us into this week. I could send you the link for last week and the video. It was pretty dope. We had a kasha on the Rambam. The Rambam, there's a Gemara that seems to say, it brings up Machlokas Shmuel and Rav Yehuda on what the ipsity of the days of Messiah will be. And then we started talking, the ipsity, like the nature of it. And then we started talking about the Yemos HaMashiach, and we started talking about Olam Haba and the difference between them, and the Rambam and the Ramban, and we saw Ravid. And the Rambam seems to bring both opinions of Shmuel and Rav Yehuda. Rav Yochanan says, the first generation Amora living in Eretz Yisrael, he says that it's going to be, he says that all the Nevi'im was talking about Yemos Mashiach, meaning Yemos Mashiach is going to be some sort of like supernatural thing, perhaps. But Shmuel goes and he says, and argues and says, no, there's no difference between Yemos HaMashiach and Olam Haba, or sorry, Zman Hazeh and Yemos HaMashiach, there's no difference except for Shibud Malchios, which is subjugation by the nations. The Rambam wanted to learn that the nations won't subjugate Am Yisrael. I think, okay, that's true, but that's only a byproduct of no government, no Malchios subjugating its people, and everyone chilling and everyone being happy. And that's Geula according to the Rambam, and I think we're close. I think we can get there. But that's Geula according to Shmuel. That's Yemos HaMashiach according to Shmuel. But wait a second. How can the Rambam bring both of them? It's either one or the other, right? Right? It can't be both. You guys hear? By the way, open your voices. Like this is a share. Let me hear what you guys
I'm
think.
here.
How can it be both?
You hear the kasha? How can it be both? Right? So I'm gonna go to my source sheets and send you guys last week's. If you want, okay, we can see the Rambam, but we're not doing it. Take my word for it. There's a steer in the Rambam, and not only was there a steer in the Rambam that we uncovered, but the Kesef Mishnah. Oh baby, the Kesef Mishnah Taka says Sarach Ian on the Rambam. So if the Kesef Mishnah is saying Sarach Ian on the Rambam, that means that there's a kasha on the Rambam. There's a stira in this Rambam because he passes like both sides of the Machlokas, Rav Yochanan and Shmuel. Welcome, Heliga Harris Garber to the Orayta Zoomshteig week 3. You there?
Hey, what's good?
What's crack-a-lackin', bro? So we were just saying that it doesn't stem, that the Rambam passes like both sides of the Machlokas. We said that last week. We're just doing a quick review. So last week we said that there's a big steer in the Rambam, and we quoted the Kesef Mishnah. The Kesef Mishnah was the Shulchan Aruch, was the Beis Yosef, was the Magid Meishar, the Kesef Mishnah, and he said Sarach Ian. Now we saw last week a possible answer. We saw a possible answer from this guy from this guy named Ben Aryeh, and the Ben Aryeh stelled to a gra in Safra Ditzmiusa to try to answer the question. So a few questions. First of all, what does it mean to shtel to or to shtel? He brought over this gra. Now, does anybody here know what the Safra Ditzmiusa is? Put up the pictures and the voices. I can't hear you guys. What's the Safra? Also, no is an answer. Like, I don't know if it's they snitched Safra Ditzmiusa. But yo, Harris, do you know what Safra is? What Safra Ditzmiusa was?
No.
Nah. So the Safra Ditzmiusa is the most esoteric chelek of Zohar. It's called the hidden book within the Zohar. And the Gra has a parish on Safra Ditzmiusa. My Rebbe in America used to give shir on Safra Ditzmiusa. That's how I heard about it. But no one like talks about the Safra. No one learns that stuff. But it's part of the sugya. And he said that the Gra answers the stira in the Rambam within Safra. I saw the Gra in Safra. I brought it the first week. And I got to tell you, like, I was not convinced. Because the Rambam nowhere. Because what does the Gra in Safra say? The Gra says that there's. I brought it on the top of this sheet. He says there's two Yemos of Mashiach because there's Mashiach ben Yosef and Mashiach ben David. Who is familiar with that concept of two trained Masichim? Anyone hear that? Hear about that concept? Yeah, you heard about like that. There's going to be two messiahs. So I'm not so sure that that's Pshat in Rambam, because the Rambam doesn't mention that. And a few places he says HaMashiach, Melech HaMashiach, implying that maybe there's only one. And so I wanted to say a different answer in the Rambam. Just to start us off, I'm just going to read the second source, which is that he paskins. This is the last parak of Mishnah Torah, and he says, he starts off paskening like Shmuel, straight up. So then how did he say in Hilchos Tshuva like Rabbi Yochanan? He says like Shmuel and like Rabbi Yochanan, and the Kesef Mishnah says that there's a stira and it's Arachiyah. So I wanted to suggest an answer, because he talks about it. He says that the job of Mashiach is to put shalom in the world, to bring peace into the world. And he says, "V'chol elu hadavarim v'chayotze b'hen lo yodea adam eich yiyu ad shiyu." No one really knows how it's going to be. Shadavarim susumin in etza hanavim gam chacham ein lahen kabbalah dvarim elu. We don't know what's going on in these things. Elo lefi hechra apsukim. We can just try to darshan the psukim, and that's what we're going to do tonight. That's what we're going to do in these try to figure it out. Yo, what's up, Harris? The Rambam says that therefore there's a machlokas in these areas of Mashiach, Olam Haba, Tchias HaMesim, like I made a list of like all like the stuff. There's like so many zachin that we have to figure out. But he's talking about, the Rambam says therefore there's a machlokas. Now, how many times admit, okay. How many times have we seen the Rambam say like, oh, therefore there's a machlokas in here? Zero? I don't know any other place that the Rambam talks about that. The Rambam is saying, therefore there's a machlokas. I wanna say that the way that I learned the Rambam is the Rambam contradicts himself in Hilchos Tshuva. He brings both Rabbi Yochanan, who says that it's going to be some sort of supernatural geula for Yemos Mashiach, and then he brings Shmuel, the Rabbi Shmuel, that says that there's no difference except for Shibud Malchios, for subjugation of the nation, government, So I'm thinking, and this is so hard, it's a steer in the Rambam, and I saw all the things, and it tried to be miyashim. Maybe they're not really arguing, but it says pliga. So I want to say that the Rambam, based on this Rambam in Hilchos Malachim, I want to say that the Rambam is paskening the machlokas. That was that was how I wanted to learn what we did last week. But now that we came to it and we saw the Ben Aryeh, and we're saying, I don't know if the Ben Aryeh who says that the reason there's a steer in the Rambam is because one's talking about Mashiach ben Yosef, one's talking about Mashiach ben David, an idea that I don't know if the Rambam really holds of, but the Ben Aryeh did bring that gra in Safra Ditzniusa. And so I was like, okay, well, let's like steig this. Let's figure out what this whole Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David idea is. Where does it come from? Right? So when we take a look at a sugya, where do we start?
Chomesh.
We start by the psukim. So I thought about starting by the psukim. We could start. We're gonna see some psukim because like we gotta see. But when you're taking the chumash is good, but when you're starting a sugya, you start with the Gemara. That's how I start. I see what does Shas say about this, and then I get to the psukim through like the psukim, the ideas that are zushteled by Chazal. And I know that maybe that's not like the best thing to do. It is the best thing to do. There are some yeshivas which say that you start by the psukim, but how do you know which psukim? You know, we're learning a sugya, like the psukim are secondary, in my opinion, to Shas. And what it says, Vashteit in the Gemara. So when I said like, okay, we're going to start this sugya of Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David, first thing is this Gemara in Sukkah, which Taka talks about them. It's the only Gemara which I found that talks about Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David. Let's take a look at this Gemara in Sukkah and Daf Nun Beis Amud Aleph. Quotes a pasuk in Zechariah. It says V'softa haaretz, and people mourned Mishpachot levad, Mishpachot Beit David levad, V'nishseim levad. Okay, so then the Gemara learns a Kal V'chomer, right? Just like the Asid. So it says it's about the Asid Lavo she'oskim behefsid. The Asid Lavo is talking about time of Zechariah. It's talking about the second base of Mikdash. She'oskim behefsid the ein Yitzhara. So they're mourning and there's no Yitzhara. And still the Torah says, listen, guys, right, over here goes over there. And so Achshav, now, talking about the Simchas Beis HaShoeva, She'oskim b'simcha v'yetzahara sholi ben ala'az kam v'kama. Okay. So that's how the Gemara, that's not what I'm talking about in Shir. Eventually, like, maybe we'll give a Shir about, like, girls, but that's not what we're talking about. Now, I put that on deck circle. All right. Haspeda, my avidate. This eulogy, what was it? Pligi bar Rabbi Dusa v'Rabbanan machlokes. Chad Amar al Mashiach ben Yosef shenerag, v'Chad Amar al Yetzer Hara shenerag. So one guy says that the reason that there was like so also they're talking about the Asid Lavo, that they're talking about like that this is a future time, right? That the Asid Lavo, they're talking about a time of Mashiach ben Yosef, and so people are going to be crying because he died. Right? And so the Gemara says, Bish Lema. Do you guys have any questions before we see the rest of the Gemara? Maybe like, why are we crying if the Yetzer Hara is going to be shechted? Bish Lema Lamanda Amar Mashiach ben Yosef Shenera, Hainu Dichsivi, Bitu Elai as Asher Dakru, V'Sof Tu Alav, Kimispeid Al Hayachid. Okay, that pasuk, and Rashi says that that's talking about Mashiach ben Yosef. Al Hayachid, okay, cool. Rashi shows to this Gemara in and also in the Rashi in Zechariah that talks about it. So it says talking about Mashiach ben Yosef. Okay, so I can understand why they would be crying. I can understand why they'd be crying because Mashiach ben Yosef is dead and they're eulogizing him. But if the Yetzer Hara dies, right? El Lamanda Amar Yetzer Hara Shenerag, Hai Sapida Ba'ilami Ovid, Simcha Ba'ilami Ovid, Amai Bachu. Why are they crying? They should be happy. Yetzer Hara's gone. Party time. What do you guys think? Why would we cry if the Yetzer Hara, if the evil inclination is destroyed? Any Havaminas?
Maybe Harav. Maybe I do with permission with everyone here. Is that like the whole point of the world is that we get tested, right? That's like I'm saying ever since like Adam and Chava. It's like the second that's over, it's like I'd imagine it's something like sad. you know.
So like, yeah, it's sad. Like you don't have to. It's a good word. The Gemara asks like, why does it happen? And I tried to bring the whole Gemara up, but I wasn't able to. The Gemara over there says that like the tzaddikim are going to cry, the Rishaim are going to cry. The tzaddikim, it's going to look to them like a mountain. The Rishaim, it's going to look to them like a strand of hair, and they're both going to cry. The tzaddikim, right? So we're like, well, how are we able to withstand such a big thing? And the Rishaim are like, and when we say the word tzaddikim and Rishaim, you know, like that's the phrase. It could be in one case, you know, like in one case that this guy didn't pass his Yetzer Hara, didn't get over, didn't rise to the challenge, whatever. But he is gonna say like, how was I not able to overcome? And so the idea that I heard about this was that someone who doesn't sin his whole life, so he still looks at that like great taiva, sees how like unbelievable it looks and like how like enticing it is. But he says, no, I'm not gonna do it. So for him, it looks like a mountain. But for someone who already did it and he looks back in retrospect, he's like, that was nothing. Why did I do that? So that's an interesting word in that Gemara over there. But either way, there was a hesped, and one of the shitas is that it's Mashiach ben Yosef that he dies. So the Gemara has Tana Rabbanan. The Gemara is right there in the Gemara over there in Sukkah. The Gemara says Tana Rabbanan Mashiach ben Yosef ben David sha'asid lehi galos b'meri yamenu. She's going to be revealed soon. Omer lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu shal mimeni davar ve'etein lecha. God said to this Mashiach to ask me anything, and I'll give it to you. Right? It says Esapra el chok v'chulei. Right? Ani hayom yaldati chogei. Shal mimeni ve'etna gaim nachal asicha. Right? Okay. That's the pasuk. The Kevan Shara Mashiach ben Yosef Shenarag. He saw that Mashiach ben Yosef was killed. Amar Lefanov, he said there, Ribono Shalom. Eini mivakesh mimcha ela Chaim. Just give him life. Amar Lo Chaim ad Shlomat. Okay, he said you already have life. Fine. It's just another place. And you talk about Mashiach ben Yosef that he's gonna die. You talk about Mashiach ben David that he's gonna like ask for his life back. Okay. So we see the idea of Mashiach ben Yosef and Mashiach ben David, right? We see that there is this idea already in Chazal. Now that we see that there's this idea in Chazal, now it's like, all right, let's take a look at the Psukim and try to understand this concept, right? See where it might have been manifested, right? The Chazal, they quote these Psukim in Zechariah. Rashi over there says, "V'safta haaretz b'nevuah Zechariah miznabe la'asid sheyispidu al Mashiach ben Yosef shenerag b'milchemes Gog uMagog." He dies in the war of Gog uMagog, right? Okay, so we have to see. That's another thing that we add to the list. What is milchemes Gog uMagog? You guys know any other like when it's talking about the end of days, right? What do we have? What do people call nowadays? What do they call them?
The apocalypse.
Yeah, the apocalypse. They're saying Iktus of the Mashiach. I'm saying even not about. Right? So we have to understand what that's from. You know, there's Muslim Mashiach, there's Gan Eden, there's Gehenna, there's Olam Haba, there's Or Agonas, there's the Suda of Leviathan, Tchias Amasim, there's Chevle Mashiach, there's Gog uMagog, and then there's the 10 tribes. All of those things are things that like I want to get clear and to figure out, because the Rambam, even though he doesn't mention Mashiach ben Yosef, he does mention Milchemes Gog uMagog, and he does talk about someone coming before Milchemes Gog uMagog, but he mentions Eliyahu. And so, who is Eliyahu? You know, we saw that. Okay, fine. So these are just all things that we got to get clear. But now we're going to go into the Psukim. Okay, this is in Melachim Aleph, Perek Yud Aleph. This is about, right, and it's actually interesting because we just saw a Gemara that talks about girls, and we said like we're gonna like not talk about that right now because like it's not like Nagaya, no pun intended, Shomer Nagaya, funny. It's not Nagaya, it's not like relevant right here. But it's interesting to see that when it talks about Shlomo HaMelech and Yeravim ben Nevat, who we're gonna see, Shlomo's ben Yishai, right? And we're going to see Yeravim also from right? In Zara Yosef. We're going to see in a second, but the parak starts off. It talks about that Shlomo Ahav, Nashim Nachrios Rabos. He loved many foreign women. The Esbas Paro. And it mentions her by name because he loved her the most. Moavios, Ammonios, Adonios, Sidonios, Vechitios. What does that group have in common? Those 5 types of girls? You guys know? You got a Havamina, you got a Spara? Should I say? So it's in the next pasuk. All 5 of these types of women are not just that Shlomo HaMelech was like hooking up with girls. That's the least of it. These were specifically girls that Hashem said, Mina goyim asher amar Adonai el bnei Yisrael lo savohu bachem v'him lo yavohu bachem. Specifically the girls that God said don't marry, those are the girls. So people try to say, oh, Shlomo HaMelech, he was marrying them, and so it wasn't like a problem of Shomer Negiah. It's like, yeah, but it's way worse. These are girls that God specifically said, don't marry. So when the Gemara, I got to bring that, nice. When the Gemara, I'll bring it, like, or something. When the Gemara says that Shlomo Melech lo chata, right? You guys know that Gemara, that Shlomo Melech, it's a Gemara lo chata. You guys know that Gemara? That Shlomo didn't sin? You guys know that Gemara? You heard that Gemara?
Never heard of it.
You've heard of things, right? People say that Kol Omer, that David sinned. You tell him to shut up, or Eino Elatoa. You've heard of these Gemaras, right?
Yeah.
So the Gemara, when it says that Shlomo didn't sin, Rashi, he didn't sin in Avodah Zarah. And I believe that Rashi is bavornim because obviously he like slipped up with girls. It's clear that he did something wrong over here because right afterwards it says the Achen Yatuas Levavchem Acharei Eloheim, right? Davak Shlomo LaAhava. It still uses the word love twice. It mentions that he really did love these girls, right? And that was what he was doing in Koheles. He was just kind of going around and like, right? He had Nashim Saros Shiva Meot Upilagshol Shlosh Meot. He had 1,000 wives. Okay, it goes down and it says that like God was upset at him, and he was doing. It says he was doing Avodah Zarah. The Gemara says that he wasn't. And then I said, Vayomer, look at Yud Aleph. Vayomer Adonai l'Shlomo Yan asher hayisa zos imach v'lo shamarta brisi v'chukosai asher tivisi elecha kroa ekra ezha mamlacha me'alecha v'nasadicha. Kroa, it's the same lashon that when God took the malchus away from Shaul, he says kroa and gave it to your better friends. He says kroa, I'm giving it to your slave. I'm giving it away. He's like, not in your days because like I'm still chilling with David. Okay, stuff happens. Pasuk Chavav. We're going to Yeravam. Yeravam ben Nevat Ephras Yimin Hatzoreda. So Yeravam was Ephrat. He's from Ephrat. The Shem Imo. Okay, fine. And where did he live? And he was an Eved l'Shlomo, right? V'zeh davar she'irim yad b'melech Shlomo b'na as a milos agar as parents ear David Aviv. Ve'aish Yeravam Gibor Chai was very strong. V'yar Shlomo as a nar ki osem malachu v'yivkedo so l'chol sevel beis Yosef. He's like, yo, deal with anything that Beis Yosef needs. And then by Beis Sahi, it was in that time Yeravam, he left Mitzrayim. He saw Eliah Achia Shiloni, and he said, and he was wearing Yeravam was wearing a new piece of clothing. Now we're not going to go into this right now. I just wanted to make this very important tangent, which is that we see by the family and of Yosef, we see clothes come in again and again and again and again. Do you have any ideas of where the idea of clothing comes in with Yosef or his lineage? There's a few very famous examples. So with Shaul, I already gave that his thing was ripped off him, and it was ripped up. And this is God's ripping the malchus away from you. Shlomo Ishimini, so he was a Ben Rachel. Any other Ben Rachels that have to do with clothing?
Thing other than Yosef himself?
Oh, so Yosef himself is one. What did Yosef himself have?
Well, Bas Paro held on to his clothes.
Oh, that wasn't what I was thinking of, and that's Gishmak. Also, Bas Paro held on to his clothes. Also, how about his dad gave him a multicolored coat?
The Ketonis, yeah.
Yeah, the Kesonis Pasim. And also, when all of the brothers, like, when they realized that this happened, so all of the brothers got, it says that Yosef gave them all garments, chalifot, and he gave Binyamin 5 times. So again, like, we see, like, this idea of clothing. Also, how about Mordechai? Mordechai, right? And he talks about his clothing and what he was wearing.
Also, David.
Also, David what?
David, his clothes when he puts on clothes and then he's still cold.
So,
But David's not from the lineage of Yosef.
Isn't David from Binyamin?
No, David's from Yehuda.
Mashiach ben David.
Mashiach ben David.
I thought he was from Binyamin, my bad.
So,
That's right.
like
Shaul
you
was
said,
from
for
Yehuda.
another
Shaul was
time,
from Yehuda.
but the Rebbe in this mimer, Perm
Yeah.
Katan, speaks about Mordechai of that generation being the Mashiach ben Yosef of that generation.
Yeah. So we're gonna look into that. We're gonna look into Mordechai. Wait, I'm not getting to Mordechai yet. We got some other people who Chazal or different rabbis have suggested were Mashiach for their time. What it means in Mashiach is they have the potential to
Exactly.
I think, to redeem and to elevate. But you know, and so every generation. So we're gonna figure out what this exactly means. Because is this that there's one Mashiach ben Yosef, one Mashiach ben David every generation, or is it is it 2 processes? We'll talk about it. It's just these are just like thoughts that I'm having. But let's first, right? So we see that he rips his simla, right? He says he was wearing a simla chadasha, a new thing, and they were by themselves. He ripped them into 12 pieces. Take 10. Meaning that this is going to be the Pilug HaMalchios. The whole idea of the 10 Shvatim. The whole idea of the 10 Shvatim comes from this Makor. Right? Vayomer li Yeravim kach l'chazar krayim ki cho amar Adonai Elohei Yisrael hini korea as a mamlacha miyad Shlomo v'nosati l'cha es asar ashvatim. And I'm going to give you 10 tribes. Okay, things were happening. Then it says, at the end, it says, ve'aneh ez zera David v'manzos ach lo ez kol yamim, like don't worry, I'm not going to do it forever. Ve'evageh Shlomo lahamis es Yeravim. Immediately, Shlomo tried to kill Yeravim. Yeravim ran away to Egypt. So, you see, interesting. At the very beginning of the split of the Malchus, we see that this idea happened. You know, first it was Moshe Rabbeinu, then it was Yoshua, then it was a bunch of like individuals, then it was Shaul, then it was David, then it was Shlomo, and then in Shlomo's days it split. And it seems to be like it was Shlomo's fault. It seems to be that Shlomo was the one who was trying to mess up Yeravim, trying to kill him. Like he was afraid of him, and he gave him Beis Yosef, and then he like, okay, interesting mode. Because now we have a Gemara in Sanhedrin that talks about these two characters. We have a Gemara in Sanhedrin. The Gemara says, it says Achara Davar Hazeh. It's a pasuk a little bit later in Malachim Aleph. It says Lo Shav Yeravim Midarko Hara. He didn't come back from his bad ways. My Acher. What do you mean after these things? Like after what? Amar Rabbi Abba Acher Shetafsu Hakadosh Baruch Hu Yeravim Bebigdai. He grabbed his clothing, the Amar Lo, and he said to him, Chazor B'cha. Go back, do tshuva. Ve'ani ve'ata ve'ben Yishai nitayel began Eden. Ooh, Gan Eden. That's a important thing because like, what is Gan Eden? Is Gan Eden Om Habas Om Neshama? You say that the Ramban says the Gan Eden is the Olam HaNeshamos. We don't know what the Rambam, we don't ever seen it mentioned by Gan Eden, but it's after he dies, what the Ramban says. So we're going to go into Gan Eden. Very interesting lashon to use. Okay, sababa. Amar Lo said, Yeravim said to Hashem, Mi Barosh. Well, who's first? Ben Yishai Barosh. The son of Yishai is first. Shlomo is first. Ihachi Lo Ba'ina. If that's the case, I'm not interested. So, Rav Kook explains that they're referring. This is like an iteration of Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David. And he explains, how Rav Kook explains the Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David. He says that they represent different, right? Mashiach ben Yosef is the physical Geula, Mashiach ben David is the spiritual Geula. And that's why Yosef was the guy who brought food, right, to everyone. That was Yosef's steez. He explains that
Are you comfortable saying more than physical, political?
Physical, and I didn't say physical and political. Oh, you're saying that physical
more
would
than
be, well, I think that political is part the Shibud Malchios. I think it's a great Zoomshteig that the Shibud Malchios could be talking about a Mashiach ben Yosef type thing, because Shibud Malchios, it sounds like a physical, dealing with like the state of Am Yisrael, like where they're holding, like physically. Says right, so and then Rav Kook says that Mashiach ben David is going to be in the spiritual, and so what was bothering Yeravam over here was the fact that like he wanted to be on top. He wanted his Mashiach ben Yosef wanted his steez to be on top in this case, right? But we still have a lot to do, a lot to figure out. Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David. But this was one example of Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David, and we're gonna just keep that in our mind, like the differences between these things, because the psukim seemed to be that Shlomo was bad. He was trying to kill Yeravim because he was jealous or something. In a very similar way that Shaul tried to kill David because he was jealous that the kingship was ripped away from him. Very, very, very interesting similarities here. So now we're gonna see another important Gemara, which is going to shed a lot of light on the sugya, and maybe we'll also even better understand what was going on over there with Ben Yishai and with Yeravim ben Nevat. The Gemara in Sukkah says that when Onkelos gave the Targum of the Torah, he did it. Onkelos that Ger Amr Mipi Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Yoshua. Targum shall Nevi'im, the Targum, right? Yonas ben Uziel Amr Mipi Chagai Zechariah Malachi. He said it in the name of Chagai Zechariah Malachi. V'nizdaza Eretz Yisrael Arba Meos Parsa. V'nizdazeh shook the land 400 parsas of 400 parsas. Yatsa Basko v'Amra. The Basko comes down and says, Mi huzeh shegila sisri l'bnei Adam. Who's saying my secrets to humanity? Amar Yonasan ben Uziel al Ragla v'Amru. Ani hu shegilizi sisrecha l'bnei Israel. It was me. I told you secrets. Galoi v'yadu alibanech. It's known very clearly to you. Shelo lichvod asisi. And do it for my honor. Lo lichvod beis Abba. Elo lichvodecha asisi. Lichvodcha. I did it for your honor. Shelo yarbe machlokas b'Yisrael. Shelo yarbe machlokas b'Yisrael. What kind of answer is that? What is going on in this story? I got the heat on in my room and I'm burning, so I'm just gonna get up for a sec. But think about that Gemara. What is Shelo yarbe machlokas b'Yisrael? What happened? Why did it shake? I want to hear some Havaminas, but I'm turning this off for a sec. What's going on, yo?
So it's interesting. He uses a lot. He Dafka says Shli Yarba Machlokas. I don't know. I see Machlokas. When I think of Machlokas, that's why we're in Galus. Machlokas is is exile. It's the, it's the destruction of the fabric of Geula, Machlokes. So what he needed to do was similar to Rabbi Shimon. He needed to preserve Pnimius HaTorah, which is Geula. Pnimius HaTorah is
Lo
Geula.
Yarbu Machlokas. You're saying that that's a general Machlokas.
Yeah,
I hear.
you're referring to a specific Machlokes.
I don't know. I'm just zugging Lundish Bumbas over here. I'm just like asking questions like, what does the Machlokas refer to? What Machlokas is it? And what was it? Right? So now, good, right there? Everyone's chilling? Amazing. As the Gemara later on, it says, Maishna Deoraisa. The question is that why did the world shake when Yonas ben Uziel translated from Hebrew to Aramaic the Nevi'im, but when Onkelos said the Torah, it didn't shake. It's a good kasha. Maishna Deoraisa Delo is Dazeh. The Adnevi is Dazeh. So Deoraisa Mifresha Milsa. Deoraisa is very clear. It's clear what it's saying. The Nevi, but the Nevi'im Ika Mile de Mifreshan, the Ika Mile de Staman, Tichsiv. Bayom Ahu Yigdal HaMispad Yerushalayim, Kemispad HaHadrimon, Bikat Megidon. So he says this pasuk, and that he says this pasuk, no one has any idea what it's talking about. So when Onkelos translated the Torah, it wasn't revealing anything, so the world didn't shake. But when Yonas ben Uziel translated the Nevi'im, he was saying pshat in inexplicable psukim. For example, this pasuk, which interestingly is right next to the pasuk that we saw in Sukkah above, right? We saw where it's the exact same pasuk, Yud Beis, and then our pasuk, Yud Beis Yud Aleph, I think. It's one pasuk later, right? It says, "Bayom Hahu Yigadel Amispeid B'Yerushalayim," talking about the same eulogy. K'mispeid Hadarimon Bebikat Megidon. And like no one, right? Amar Rav Yosef. Rav Yosef says, "Ilmali Targuma." If it wasn't for the Targum, the Haikra, Lo Yadana Maika Amar. I have no idea what he's talking about. So what is it? Biyom Hahu Yiske Masbid of Yerushalayim. There will be a lot of eulogizing in Jerusalem. It says, Ke Mizbita Achav ben Omri, the Kato Yazeh HaHadrimon ben Tavrimon, like the husband of Achav, King Achav, who was killed by this guy Hadrimon in Ramos Gilad, and like the Mizbita of Yoshia ben Bar Amon, that he was killed at Paro Chariga in Bikat Megiddo. That's what this pasuk is talking about. It's talking about two Hespedim. And now, but also, this pasuk we saw was talking about the death of Mashiach ben Yosef. Now it's talking about two deaths. Okay, Achav, I can understand Mashiach ben Yosef. He's from the lineage. Yosef is compared to Yeravam. Look at this pasuk. The next source. Achav ach l'shamayim, Achav v'oris kochavim, ach l'shamayim d'chsiv. That's Litzara Yolid. Achav v'oris kochavim d'chsiv kirachim av al banim. Maybe naga l'kato b'chatas Yeravam ben Nevat. So they're comparing him to Yeravam. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Kalo sha'az Achav kechamuro sha'az Yeravam. That maybe Matala Akazov Yeravam. So the least of his things that Achav did was like the most bad things that Yeravam did. So then why did the pasuk tell us about Achav and like compare it to Yeravam? Mipnei Matala Akazov Yeravam. Mipnei shehu hayat techila lekilkula. Quote the pasuk in Hosea that like Yeravam started the whole. Yeravam started the whole like Avodah Zarah thing, and so therefore Achav is compared to Avodah Zarah too. Okay, fine. So I can hear Achav being Mashiach ben Yosef because he's from the lineage of Joseph, right? He's from the daughter of Rachel. But what about Yoshia? You guys know who Yoshia was? You guys know who Yoshia was?
I know he was a king. I just don't know anything about him.
He was the king of David of Yehuda. And so that's it's just interesting. And I just wanted to bring that up. Oh, we stagger with the thing. All right. So fine. Now I want to take a look first at Achav, and then first a look at Achav, and then a look at Yoshia.
I got it wrong, but are you going to continue on Sunday?
On Sunday, I am giving on Sunday I give different share. This year will be up. On Sunday, I'm going to give a share, and it's pretty much going to be the same thing, but it's going to be open to everyone. This is the Orayta share, and I love I love the Orayta share. I love being able to be in a base medrash. But the share on Sunday, I was thinking about, I open it up to non-Jews, to girls, anyone who wants to learn.
Are you recording?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay, fine.
Shmach, I'll send to you. Peace out. And good Zoomshteig on the Rebbe. I'm gonna try to figure out what he says, and we're gonna talk about him in share. All right, yeah. I'm gonna find it in Hebrew, but we're gonna stag it. It's gonna be awesome.
Sweet. Yeah.
Peace out, dude.
Take care, guys.
All right, peace. All right, and there was 3. Achav. I brought this sugya in Malachim. But before I go on to learn about Achav, you guys are chilling. We understand what's going on, what's popping, the questions, the answers, the different characters that we've seen so far. We're just taking a zestful lark through all of the history of Am Yisrael in this sugya. Because it was spoken about on every level of Torah. They always got to this thing, and how they viewed it and how they did it. We're gonna see what was going on thousands of years ago, in the time of Bayis Rishon. So there was a piece. Ve'yishvu shalosh shanim ein milchama bein Aram u'bein Yisrael. You're chilling for 3 years. There was no milchama. But you get to the king of Israel, and they don't call him by his name. El Melech Yisrael. But what does it say? It says, it's we're going to take it from the hand of Aram. We're going to take this Ramot Gilad. Now we've seen Ramot Gilad. Right? Ramot Gilad. We saw that. In what? Yachav. Exactly. So we see your hand, right? They don't say his name at the beginning, which I think is interesting. They don't even say this guy's name because he was a huge Russia, I guess. They call him Melech Yisrael. He's Turosh Noyom, Na'ayom. He doesn't want to get Nevuah, but Yoshavat convinces him. This Navi talks about the fact that there's this spirit that's going to lie to Achav, and it does. Oh, by the way, they're Milubashim, Begadim. There's different Nevi'im, talking stuff. Yehoshaphat's come on, and he's no. But then he's fine, I'm gonna hide up. And then the guy Hadad, the king of Aram, right? It says so this thing in Shabbat. Shamat Hashem Ra'isi as Hashem Yoshev al Kiso v'chotzva Shamayim Omer Alav Mimino Mizmolo Amar Hashem Mivates Achav. Who's going to trick Achav? Vayal Vayibo b'Ramaz Gilad. God is trying to kill Achav. God is trying to kill him. I don't know. But anyways, some spirit is I'll do it. I'll just convince him. And then there was a little machlokas. He ends up convincing him to go in. Vayal Melech Yisrael v'Yehoshaphat Melech Yehuda Ramot Gilad. They went up together. V'Yer Melech Yisrael El Yehoshaphat hitchapes uba b'milchama v'yata lavesh begadecha. He's you're wearing your king's clothes. They're gonna know that you're king. They're gonna kill you. V'hitchapes Melech Yisrael v'yavo b'milchama. So Achav was wearing clothing. Melech Aram Hadad Rimon, right? Melech Aman Tzivat Sari Arechav Asher Lo Shloshim V'Shnayim Lemor. Don't kill anyone. Ki im es melech Yisrael levado. I only want to kill Achav. and they saw Yehoshaphat, and it wasn't him. Okay. Ve'ish mashach b'kesher l'sumo v'yagez melech Yisrael bein ha'devakim. He hit him right between the ribs, I think. Ubein ha'shiryot, and like I don't know, it hit him. It got him. It got through his armor, basically, right? And he's like, yo, I'm dead, and he's dying, and very sad, right? And Achav died. Very sad. But wait a second, what's the problem? What's the problem that I had when I was learning the sugya, preparing shir? I was like, the ish mashach b'keshet l'sumo. Some guy took his bow and arrow, like just like kind of like chilling, just shooting bow and arrows and hit him. Some guy didn't it say that it is the king Hadad Rimon Melech Avod, and Rashi over here says the ish mashach says it's Naaman. Elisha's friend Naaman. That's weird because Rashi tells us and Zechariah that he says the mispida of Achav, the eulogy of Achav bar Omri, Omri, from Omri Kaspi. The Kato Yazez Hadad Rimon bar Dav Rimon was good. You're telling me straight out that it was Hadad Rimon, but in Malachim you're telling me it's Naaman. Very difficult. So I was like, so what did I do? I'm like, let's see who this Naaman character was. Naaman Sar Tzava Melech Aram Melech Bez Hey Aleph Melech Aram. Oh, he was like the Tsar Tzava, and he says V'nasan Adonai Teshua L'Aram. What'd you say?
No, nothing.
It says that he gives Teshua L'Aram, and then it says the Haragas Achav. Rashi says so. It was so Achav was killed by Naaman. So what's going on in our Targum Yainasan over here? I have a theory. My theory is that he was telling us who the king was at the time. Because what was the problem? It was Shibud Malchios. Shibud Malchios was the problem. And so he's telling us who the king was. Yeah, it was actually Naaman. But really, who killed Achav? Really, it was Hadad Rimon by declaring war. And being Mishabed Malchios, being Mishabed Yisrael, trying to control and subjugate them. So Targum Yainasan maybe referencing the Shibud Malchios Bilvad Shtickle by telling us who the king was that led to Achav's death. So that's Achav, right? And that's the Achav that we see. So Achav is Melech Yisrael. Melech Yisrael means that he's in the 10 tribes. Achav comes from the daughters of he's the son of Rachel. Now we're gonna see Yoshiyahu. How did Yoshiyahu die? Yoshiyahu, you guys know anything about Yoshiyahu? So Yoshiyahu, they consider a pretty good king. Shmona Esrei Shana L'Malchus Yoshiyahu Nasa Pesach Hazeh made these great Pesach parties. Acharei Kol Zot. Interesting. There's an Acharei Kol Zot by Yoshiyahu, and there's an Acharei Kol Zot by Yeravam. The Acharei Kol Zot by Yeravam was like he's in Shemayim. It's just interesting. Acharei Kol Zot Asher Yechin Yoshiyahu is bias Allah Necho Melech Mitzrayim Paro Necho. Right, who Targum Yainasan says that was the guy who killed him. Lilachem Bechar Kamish. He was going to fight the Assyrians. I'll pros the Kraso Yoshiyahu. Yoshiyahu comes back to like he's not letting him go through. But Yishlach Elav Malachim Lemor Mali Lecha. Sweet. Yo, it's Kakalak Max. What's up, yo?
What's up, Shmuel? I'm in the car, so
all right, no problem. So we're in the middle. We're just talking about this. We're talking about this Targum Yainasan, which is very strange. It says that when the Targum Yainasan came out, the world shook. We're like, why did the world shake? It says because it's revealing secrets. God came out. Who revealed the secrets? He's like, I did, but just so there wouldn't be a machlokas. We're like, huh? So we looked at what he said. He said there's one pasuk that was inexplicable in Zechariah, and this pasuk, right, it was talking about Achav, and it was talking about Yoshiyahu. Achav was from the sons of Rachel, and Yoshiyahu is from the sons of Leah, and we talked about how this Gemara in Yeravim and this Gemara that Sushal Yeravim and Shlomo was Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David, and then Achav and Yirmiyahu, it said that Achav was Mashiach ben Yosef, Yoshiyahu was Mashiach ben David. Completely different timelines of existence, right? Completely different timelines of existence. Achav was at the beginning of the Beis HaMikdash Rishon, and Yoshiyahu was towards the end. But Yoshiyahu actually was the reason that was destroyed. Well, first we're going to see Yoshiyahu, because it says that Paro Nacho killed him. And so we're seeing those psukim in Divrei Yom and Bet. I don't know what number source that is, that's where we are. He's going to fight the Assyrians, and Yoshiyahu was like, no, I'm coming out. Below Hesev Yoshiyahu Panav Mimenu, he did not let him go free. Kilachembo Hitchapes. He was looking to fight with him. I'm not letting him walk through. Paro was like, dude, just let me come through him. I got no beef with you. I got beef with those Assyrians. He's like, no, I'm not letting you go through. Below Shama as Divrei Necho Bi Elohim, Mi Bi Elohim. He's like, listen, God is telling me not to, right? I'm going to see, is he actually accurately reading? But he's saying, listen, I'm just doing what HaKadosh Baruch Hu says. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, don't let you do, so I'm not letting you do. And he went to fought in Bikat Megiddo. They shot him. I'm really sick. And he died, and there was a big hesped. Like we saw, talked about the hesped of Mashiach ben Yosef. The Gemara is talking about Mashiach ben Yosef. The Gemara in Sukkah says that what's that hesped? It's that everyone's going to be crying in times of Mashiach ben Yosef dies. We're like, fine, it's a hara. That's a different story. But so this was in that pasuk they quoted in that pasuk, which seemed to be saying that the Gemara in Sukkah, Dafna and Bezim and Aleph, seemed to be saying that the hesped is going to be on Mashiach ben Yosef who dies. But when Targum Yainasan comes, he actually talks about two hespeds. He says, in the days to come, the hesped in Jerusalem will be like Achav and like Yoshia, which might, and they're not even at the same time, not the same hesped. There's 200 years between those two even. But maybe they're saying that. Maybe they're saying that, yeah, like hesped in those times in Jerusalem, in the days of Messiah, will be like those hesped. But was Yoshiyahu, how could Yoshiyahu be Mashiach ben Yosef if he is a Zerah David? But if he's not a Zerah David, so we got to blind Shver. We got to say, I don't know exactly why Achav and Yoshia are the two examples, and I don't know if Mashiach ben David is going to die or not, but it seems that maybe he's not supposed to die. Let's learn about Yoshia. I bring a Gemara in Tainis, Daf Chav Beis, Amar Beis. Amar Rabbi Shmuel bar Nachmani, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Mipnei ma ne'enash Yoshiyahu. Why was he punished? Mipnei she'aya lo limloch b'Yirmiyahu. Should listen to Yirmiyahu. Below Nimlach, he didn't ask him. My darash. What did he do? What did right? Yoshiyahu said, I'm doing it, mi pi Elohim. I'm not letting you through, mi pi Elohim. What mi pi Elohim? What did he do? What did he darshan? It says in Vayikra, v'cherev lo savur ba'artzachem, that a sword will not pass in your land. My cherev. So, a sword won't pass in your land. Ilem a cherev she'eina shasham. Well, if you're talking about a cherev, a sword, that's like a war. Wait a second, a few seconds before you told me that there's peace in the land. This is in the bracha before the tocha in Parshas Bechu Kosai. He told me already that there's not going to be a war. So obviously, if he told me that there's not going to be a cherev, right? Ella Avilu Shashalom, he says that you shouldn't even let a cherev go through the land. You shouldn't let a sword go through at all. He thought that he was already in the emotion. He thought that he was already in like Gula was done. He's like, now we're in the time of the bracha, and I'm going to be machmir on that bracha and say maybe it's a lav, and so I'm not going to let you through. And then he ended up getting killed, and that's what led to Gedalia dying for some Gedalia, the dispersion of the 10 tribes amongst the nations, and the destruction of the first Mikdash, all because he was so machmir. After he died, Yirmiyahu saw that his lips were moving in the grave. Maybe they did something bad. Amar, I said, right? Amar agav tzarei gachim v'shamei the kamazdik. Right. So, because he was in so much pain, he got up and he heard that they were matzdik aledin and avshay, and they said, "Tzadiku Adonai kipiu marisi, pasachalei shaida is ruach Rabbeinu Mashiach Hashem." Okay, so like they're learning schus on him, but really he was punished, and that's like what was basically destroyed. He didn't listen. Rashi says over there, "Lo shamel divrei nicho mipi Elohim, she'amar lo mipi Elohim, ki kein amar Yishaya, v'sachsachti Mitzrayim b'Mitzrayim, v'zeu she'yazer ha'kalir." Talk about Eliezer ha'kalir. Talk about Kinos. Leches Aram Naraim. The man lo tavor cherev. He was bimachmer lo tavor cherev. So we saw that Gemara in Tainus, which is saying that he's being too machmir, and we see that that's what causes destruction. Just one more thing, so the Gemara in Daf Tzadi, which I didn't bring, Tzadi and Sanhedrin says, except for all these people, and this is for 3 kings, and 3 kings was Yeravam and Achav and Menashe. Yeravam and Achav were from Yosef, and Menashe was from David. Okay, was from right? Yeah. Okay.
Menashe did tshuva.
What?
But Menashe did tshuva.
That's what the Gemara says. So the Gemara brings that daya. The Mishnah actually says, no, Menashe did tshuva. Great point. But the Gemara, the Mishnah originally says that these 3 don't have. And then one guy says, well, Menashe still has. And then is the Gemara that I'm bringing on Kuf Dalet on base. Dorshe Rishumos Ayu Omrim Kulan Bayan Olam Haba. What are you talking about? These people don't get, these people do get. Everyone gets it. Not only Jews, right? Kulan Bayan. Not only Jews, and even these people that say that they don't get, they get. Kulan Bayan Shenemar Li Gilad V'Li Menashe V'Ephraim Ma'oz Roshei Yehuda Mechokake Moab Sira Chatzi Al Edom Ashlichna Ali Alai Balajda His Ro'i Li. Okay, his Ro'i. All right, cool pasuk. The Gemara Yudarshan it. Li Gilad, to me is Gilad. That's talking about Achav. Shanafal Beramos Gilad. He died in Ramos Gilad. Menashe Kimashmo. Right, it says Menashe. It says name. And Ephraim is Roshis. That's Yeravam. The Kasim Ephraim. Right. Okay, cool. So those 3 things. Right. That's what they call him Ephraim. Which we know Ephraim is son of Joseph. So we see that in the end, like there is a day that like, yo, all these guys are chilling and they all went through the thing. Fine. I thought it was just interesting to bring. Now, we're going to see how Rav Kook learns the whole Yeshayahu story. Rav Kook says, Li'umaz zeh Yoshiyahu igbir sara ruchani. Yoshiyahu was on the Ruchniya side. He was like, yo, like I'm so strong. I'm so like strong and Ruchniya. It is become Mo lo haya lebanav melech asher shavel Adonai b'chol levav v'chol nafsho v'chol ma'odo. There was no one like him. He was a huge, super, uber, ultra tzaddik. That was Yoshiyahu. That's Mashiach ben David. He didn't want any relationship. Jews, not just he didn't want to deal with politics. What are you talking about? Viter al das Yirmiyahu Hanavi. He didn't listen to Yirmiyahu the prophet, he said, let them go through. He's like, no, too machmir. Why? Because it says, והשיג לכם דייש את הבציר ובציר ישיג את הזרע ואכלתם לכם מזובה וישבתם לבטח בארצכם, you're chilling. ונשאתי שלום בארצכם, put peace in the land. ושכבתם ואין מחריד, you lie down, there's no one's anxious, no one's bugging. והשבעתי חיה רע מן הארץ וחרב לא תעבור ארצכם. There will not be a sword that goes through your land. Yoshia said, it must be that it's saying that I shouldn't even let them through, because right now, like, we're in the time like of the blessing, and I can't even have a hamina that like someone did anything wrong, and he was so machmir and so right, and that ended up that was his downfall. Let's fear oysters Rav Kook shtickle. He says im kain b'hasarasa ivut abba michisaron achanamuna. שלא תשתמש בכוחותיה המסגל ביחידי סגולתו ורוי. Late case, at the end of the time, it was possible to bring those two kochos together. The koach of, right, we saw, I only brought a Rav Kook, I talked about Yoshiyahu with Ruchnius. I didn't bring the Rav Kook about Achav. I will do that though. Rav Kook with Achav. I don't want to get too much into like these achronim yet, like we're still seeing the things, but I wanted to just, right, and also we saw the Gra. The Gra we're going to see after we see all the, like the Gra and Safra, the two, we're going to learn from Zohar, some Perush Gra on Zohar, but only when it's Nogeh to the Sugya. All right. So it says at the end of days, it was possible to bring both of these. Imgen Yigadel has been Bitsira face and Adios. So all the crying is going to be when those two things are not together, when they're split, when the spirituality and the Ruchnius and the Gashmius, when the government, as Harry said, right, like the physical and the spiritual, like Rav Kook just said, that like he was like way too from. They couldn't do it. They were so far away in actuality. So it will be that they'll be so close and they'll realize their need for each other. They're going to double the eulogy of Achav and Yoshiyahu together. To teach that they need to come together. That you need to have physical and spiritual. And the geula, the redemption, the elevation of our world is not going to be just some, right? And it's not going to be, Rav Kook wrote this, by the way, as a hesped to Herzl. Rav Kook wrote this as a hesped of Herzl. And he said, like, listen, like, that's not, it's Geshma. And so all the rabbis at Rav Kook's time were saying, oi, Zionists, they're so wicked and evil, they don't keep Torah, right? Rav Kook, who Rav Avraham Yitzchak Cohen Kook, Ra'aya, Kook in Yiddish means to see, and he died on Parshas Re'eh. Rav Kook was able to see what the other rabbis, like, clomping around were not able to see. Even today, a lot of them are not able to see, but much more students of Rav Kook. Rav Kook was seeing, he's like, yo, we need both sides. This is amazing what Herzl is doing. It's not complete because we also need Mashiach ben David type stuff. We also need the spirituality. Rav Kook was a Haredi after all. Rav Kook was able to see that we need them both. And we need them, Tova Kalit. He says, all the time, Kozman are period when they're separated. The nation can't bring them together. It's too hard. It's too difficult to bring them together. Everyone, like the physical is like actually making the spiritual and there was a lot of wars, like religious versus not religious, and the physical is making the spiritual worse, and the spiritual is making the physical worse, and it was a whole balagan. He says he says, not everyone is able to accept both of them, right? Everyone, so you have different people who have different, like, right? You have different things, different nefashos, different, right, psyches. If you try to do them, if you try to bring them together and you try to get the Torah and like he calls it Musari, which is Torah, and Madai, which I think is like physical, right? Science and Torah. They can't always go together, and sometimes like a person will be missing on one when he tries to like do them both. But this is the shorish of the machlokas in Yisrael, these two sides. Zachariah just hinted very, very lightly to this idea. Translated it and explained it more. Right? It shook, the land of Israel shook. All the time that we're not able to really bring this together. There's like animosity between them. Either way, he strengthened himself and he said, it's known to you. I didn't do it for me or for others. Listen, there's going to be a machlokas between the physical side and the spiritual side for a while now. But I'm going to teach this. I'm going to teach what the Navi is really saying, so people will see that in the end of days, right? At this time, if you Moshe Mashiach, the goal is the hesped of both of them, even though these guys live 200 years apart. But the hesped of them, and we're looking at it as one hesped. This guy's trying to bring the geula his way. This guy's trying to bring the geula his way. These two people, and they're bringing the geula in the way that they see fit. And we see nowadays that there are different like people in Am Yisrael in the world, right, who are mishtayich more to one side or the other. And Rav Kook talked about that. Not everyone could be both. It's very hard to be both. But the Yonas HaMenuziel, his shot is saying that, listen, there's validity to religious people, there's validity to politicians, even if they're not religious, there's validity if they're trying to promote the super children. But if there is validity to the side of Achav and Yoshiyahu, who were Achav and Yeravam, who were Rishayim, but they got Tshuva, according to one man Damar. And by the way, on that side is also Yosef and Yamin, Shaul, Mordechai, right? And Herzl, perhaps. And some of them are from, some of them are, right? And then you have the other side, Shlomo, who got really mad at Yeravam, who started like freaking out at Yeravam and wanted to kill him. And you have Yoshiyahu, who was too from and led to the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash and the Pizor of Am Yisrael. The next source I have is about another, right? The next source I have is a source about some people in the Talmudic times who were identified as Mashiach, and we'll see some of that. I don't know if we need to see those. You know, I always bring at the bottom like all of these sources which I saw, which are like apropos to the sugya. If you guys want to see them, you can. If you want to get a head start on next week's year, try to learn that Gemara in Yerushalmi. It's incredibly hard because like Yerushalmi is very hard. We're talking about Rabbi Akiva and we're talking about Bar Kochba, and we're going to see like Rabbi Akiva ben Yosef. We're going to see what exactly was going on there, and I have no idea what else we're going to see next week because like I'm just like starting to think about it, but I think we can take a look at like we'll start off with this Yerushalmi. Take a look at Rabbi Akiva Bar Kochva. There are some other Gemaras that talk about it, and I think that's who we'll see next week and who will steig and go weiter in the sugya. Cool.
Well,
Yeah, you guys enjoy shir?
yeah, it's very good.
Moradik. So this was great. Is this a good time for everyone, or do you guys care if we do it a little later, or like every week is different? Really, it's like every week is different, right? Like things are just happening in like lightning speed. So I'm gonna start a WhatsApp group and add you guys and add some other people, and like you'll write the WhatsApp group of the Thursday night steig. You guys, this is what I look forward to all week. Sending so much love from Jerusalem, so much, and can't wait to steig again. I'm gonna put this up. I'm gonna put this on the source sheet. If you guys want to do Chazara, if you like, I'm gonna like. You guys are like kind of famous now, also. You guys are,
Thanks.
yeah. But you're kidding. You guys are not famous. Like we're steiging here, and it's possible that might happen. That you might like these might take clips and put it up, and if you see a million people, okay, cool. Awesome, right? Reading Marbitz Torah Umadira. We are hustling the Geula right now. We are learning these sugyas, lemaisa. We are learning these sugyas. We are seeing what exactly is going on. And, right? And eventually we'll think about it because everyone's thinking in the back of their head, what is going on this manazeh? What is happening with this whole corona thing? And what does it mean for us? So what we're gonna flesh all these ideas out. I'm very excited. This was amazing. I want everyone to have a Ma'aridik Shabbos. I guess like I'm here for like questions. If anyone wants to like ask a question about the shir, like not right. Like that's totally cool. But like if you're like, if everyone's like, yo, I don't have any questions. Well, it's just like a lot of Torah and Geschmack. So we could, we're steiging here. We're figuring this out. So
This is great, Shmuel. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I love the Cook point. I thought it was super cool.
Which point?
Everything lined up. Parshas Re'eh, just about Rav Cook himself.
Oh yeah, that's a word for Rav Manovich.
Oh,
The
sorry,
Rosh
yeah.
Yeshiva of Chispin says that word. Rav Yoel Manovich, sei gesund und stark.
All right, Pasha, thank you. I'll see you next year.
Amen, yo. Piggity peace.
See you later. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Peace out, guys.